Well, hey there, how's it going? This is Prelude to Ulysses. We're going to be reading A Littler Thing. We'll try another chapter of this. I don't know how I feel about if this is something that's actually interesting to read. It's called Aha Gotcha. I can just do this part. Paradoxes to Puzzle and Delight by Martin Gardner. This is the first part of the first chapter. It's called Logic. I'm just going to read the intro part of it. Last time I read the preface, and I don't remember. That was a long time ago. So let's read Logic. Logic. By Logic 1. We'll just say Logic 1. The other ones have chapter titles, so we'll just do that when we get there. By Gardner. Gardner. I still have no idea if any of this is visible. It's alright, though. Let's get going. So last time, it just kind of said some stuff. This time, it'll probably be similar. We'll say some stuff. In view of the indispensable role of logic, not only in mathematics, but all deductive reasoning, it is surprising to find that logic is riddled with seemingly flawless arguments that lead to flat contradictions. Such arguments would be like proving that 2 plus 2 is 4, and then giving an equally good proof that 2 plus 2 cannot be 4. What has gone wrong? Okay, so 2 plus 2 cannot be 4. Like 2 ice cubes plus 2 fires, that doesn't equal 4. What has gone wrong? It is possible that fatal flaws are hidden in the very process. Is it possible that fatal flaws are hidden in the very process of deductive thinking? Giant strides in modern logic and set theory have been the direct outcome of efforts to resolve classical paradoxes. Bertrand Russell, I thought that was a cartoon character, devoted many frustrating years to such puzzles before he and Alfred North Whitehead collaborated on Principia Mathematica. That's Latin for the mathematical principle. I think I was right. A monumental treatise that provided a unified foundation for modern logic and mathematics. Paradoxes not only pose questions, but can answer them as well. Among the questions answered by the paradoxes in this chapter are there situations in which it is logically impossible to correctly predict a future event? Yeah, for sure. Ones that are far away. There's always surprises. There's always something you're not thinking about. So yeah, I don't consider that much of a paradox. I mean, for us to predict, not like some sentient meteor somewhere off orbiting Saturn. It might know a lot more than we do. Number 2, what does set theory generally rule out? What does set theory generally rule out? Construction of sets. Oh no, why? Sorry, it's important. Why does set theory generally rule out construction of sets that might include themselves as elements? I don't know what that means at all. When we speak about, number 3, when we speak about a language, why must we distinguish between the language we are speaking about and the language we are speaking in? Or meta-language. What? Meta-language? I thought it meant like Spanish or something. I don't know. Those don't seem paradoxical at all. Why would we distinguish? I mean, if you're specifically speaking about a language that is not the language that you're speaking, you should identify which one it is. That's not that weird. Why does set theory generally rule out construction of sets that might include themselves as elements? Like the element of set theory as itself? You can measure something with itself, can't you? I don't know. I don't know enough about that. Are there situations in which it is logically impossible to correctly predict a future event? Yes, we do not have the calculative abilities. All right, last parts. The paradoxes that answer these questions all have a hint of circular reasoning or self-reference in them. In logic, the possibility of self-reference can either destroy a theory or make it rich and interesting. I don't understand what that means at all. The problem is to shape our theories so that they allow just the right possibilities to make the subject rich but exclude possibilities that would lead to self-contradiction. Why would you would want, if something might contradict itself, you would want to know that, right? The invention, I don't understand this. I think I'm too dumb for this book, for real. The invention of paradoxes, interesting, is the primary tool in testing whether we have set the right limits for our logical ideas. Okay, sure. Maybe that's why I'm so confused. Do you not imagine that all paradoxes of modern logic have been resolved? Far from it. Immanuel Kant once made the reckless statement that logic had been so completely developed in his day that nothing new could be said about it. Today, all the logic that Kant understood is but a small and elementary part of modern logic. There are profound levels about which the greatest of logicians disagree, levels where paradoxical questions have not yet been answered, and where so many questions have yet to be formulated. Well, this stuff's called short shit. Short things to write. So what did we gather from that? Not much. But, whatever. I'll give it some more time. I'll read more of that one. And I'll try to dissect anything you just read, man. There's paradoxes. We have to use the concept of a paradox, something that contradicts itself, in order to weed out problems in our own internal logic. Paradoxes are a testing device in order to know whether things are real or that logical theorems are accurate. Does that sound right? Paradoxes are a tool. Okay, that's enough of that. Was I right? Tell me. Don't tell me.